If your penis doesn't get hard like it used to. If your mornings feel weaker, slower, and emptier than before, it's not your fault. After 60, your body begins to lose its natural spark. Your blood flow slows down, your muscles tire faster, and your confidence quietly fades. But here's the shock most men never hear. The very fruit that could bring back your strength, stamina, and performance has been sitting in your kitchen all along, and eating it every morning could change everything. I'm Dr. Mohit Khera, a urologist and men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men restore their vitality naturally. I've treated thousands of men who believed their best days were behind them until they discovered that their bodies still knew how to heal, to grow stronger, and to perform like they once did. What most men don't realize is that nature already gave us everything we need to stay powerful. We've just forgotten how to use it. And the answer doesn't come from a pill or a supplement, but from one powerful fruit that improves blood circulation, boosts testosterone, and brings energy back into your mornings. Today, I'll show you exactly how eating this fruit every morning can reactivate your body's natural strength, restore your confidence, and help you feel alive again. Without medication, without fear, and without side effects. Stay with me until the end, because I'll reveal the exact fruit, how to eat it, and one simple mistake that can completely destroy its effect. You won't believe how something so small can make such a powerful difference. Before we begin, if you care about keeping your strength, energy, and manhood alive after 60, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss another doctor's tip designed especially for you. And if this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell me how I can make these videos even more helpful for you. Now, let's dive into the truth most men never hear, because before you can rebuild your strength, you need to understand why it faded in the first place. What really happens inside your body after 60 that quietly drains your energy, your stamina, and your confidence as a man? 1. The silent decline of male vitality after 60. When a man crosses 60, something subtle begins to change inside his body. It's not sudden, and it's not obvious at first, but one morning, you wake up and realize your energy isn't the same. The workouts that once came easily now leave you drained. You look in the mirror, and though your spirit still feels young, your body doesn't respond the way it used to. I've heard this story from countless men sitting in my office, their voices quiet, their eyes filled with frustration. They say, "Doctor, I just don't feel like myself anymore." And every time I remind them, "You're not broken, you're just out of balance." You see, after 60, your body doesn't lose its ability to be strong. It loses its ability to use the strength it already has. Blood flow begins to slow, arteries stiffen, and the small vessels that carry oxygen to your muscles and intimate areas start to narrow. Testosterone, your body's natural engine for vitality, continues to exist, but it struggles to reach the tissues that need it most. It's like owning a powerful car with a clogged fuel line. The potential is still there, but the delivery system is compromised. This slowdown affects more than your physical power. It touches your confidence, your motivation, and even the spark that drives you to connect with your partner. Many men blame age, but age isn't the enemy. Poor circulation is. And the most remarkable part? Your body can still repair itself, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. When you give it the right nutrients, especially those that target your blood vessels and hormonal balance, you can reignite the very systems that time tried to quiet down. I've seen it happen over and over again. The key is knowing what to feed your body and when to do it, because one simple fruit, eaten at the right moment each morning, can change everything. And that's exactly what we're going to uncover next. 2. Why morning is the golden hour for recovery. Every morning when the sun rises, your body begins a quiet transformation. Most men don't realize it, but the first few hours after waking are when your system is most alive. Your blood pressure rises slightly, your hormones begin to surge, and your metabolism wakes up, ready to repair and rebuild. I often tell my patients that your body has its own built-in rhythm, a natural clock designed to help you recover, heal, and grow stronger. But too many men ignore it. They skip breakfast, rush through the morning, or load up on coffee instead of giving their body what it truly needs: real nourishment. When I was younger, I used to think mornings were simply about getting through the day. But after decades of studying men's health, I now see them differently. Mornings are a sacred window of opportunity. It's the time when your cells crave oxygen, when your arteries are most open to movement, and when your digestive enzymes are primed to absorb nutrients. It's your body's reset button, and if you feed it the right fuel, it can repair even years of damage. I've seen men in their 70s completely transform their energy simply by changing their morning routine. They replaced empty breakfasts with foods that improved circulation and boosted nitric oxide, the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and deliver more oxygen to your muscles and your most vital organs. That single change improved not just their energy, but their focus, their mood, even their intimacy. Think of it this way. What you put into your body each morning is like writing the story of your entire day. You can write one filled with fatigue and sluggishness, or one full of clarity, strength, and power. The choice happens before your day truly begins. And when you give your body the right fruit during this golden hour, something remarkable happens. Your blood starts to flow differently, your energy builds naturally, and your strength begins to return. So, what is that one fruit capable of reigniting a man's power from the inside out? Let's uncover that secret next. 3. The hidden hero, the morning fruit that restores strength. For years, I've watched men chase solutions, pills, powders, and promises that never last. They come into my office tired, disappointed, and often embarrassed. But when I ask what they eat each morning, I already know the answer before they speak. Most of them skip breakfast or grab something processed, something fast. And every time, I can't help but think, if only they knew how powerful nature truly is, because the secret to restoring male strength isn't locked inside a capsule. It's hidden inside a fruit that's been quietly healing men for centuries: the pomegranate. I still remember one of my first patients who tried it. He was 72, with thinning gray hair and a look of resignation. He told me, "Doctor, I've tried everything, but nothing works anymore." I smiled and said, "Then let's go back to nature." We started with something simple: half a cup of pomegranate seeds every morning. 3 weeks later, he returned with a light in his eyes I hadn't seen before. His blood pressure had dropped, his stamina had improved, and he said, "Doctor, I wake up feeling alive again." That moment reminded me of a truth I've seen repeated countless times. Nature still knows how to heal the male body. We just have to listen. Science backs it too. Pomegranates are rich in antioxidants that repair damaged blood vessels and increase nitric oxide, the molecule that makes your arteries relax and allows blood to flow freely. Better circulation means more oxygen reaching your muscles and your most sensitive tissues. And when your blood flows better, everything in your body works better: your heart, your mind, your performance. This fruit isn't exotic, it isn't expensive, and it isn't a miracle pill. It's simply a gift from nature, one that men have forgotten. But there's a right way to use it, and a wrong one that can make all the difference. So before you rush to the store, let me show you exactly how to eat it for maximum power and lasting results. 4. How to eat it the right way. The doctor's method. Over the years, I've seen so many men hear about pomegranate's power and rush to buy bottles of juice from the grocery store, thinking they found the answer. But a week later, they come back frustrated, telling me they feel no change. I always smile gently and say, "You're not doing it wrong. You're just not doing it right yet." The truth is, pomegranate can be a miracle for your blood flow and energy, but only when it's consumed the right way. It's not about drinking a sugary bottle with preservatives and artificial flavoring. It's about treating this fruit like medicine: pure, fresh, and intentional. Here's what I tell my patients, and what I do myself every morning. Within 30 minutes of waking, before coffee or breakfast, I eat half a cup of fresh pomegranate seeds. Not juice, not processed syrup, real seeds from the fruit. If you prefer juice, make it at home with no sugar and no additives. Then pair it with a small handful of walnuts or almonds. The healthy fats in those nuts help your body absorb the fruit's antioxidants more effectively, improving circulation and protecting your testosterone-producing cells. Finish it with a glass of warm water to help your digestion wake up gently. It's a small ritual, but one that works wonders. Within a week or two, many men notice changes. More energy in the morning, better sleep at night, and yes, stronger, fuller erections. Some tell me they feel sharper mentally. Others say their blood pressure improved. I believe that's because this fruit doesn't just boost blood flow, it nourishes the entire system that makes a man feel alive. When you eat with awareness, your body listens. It begins to rebuild itself from the inside out. And once you start this habit, something even more remarkable happens. Your circulation doesn't just improve, it accelerates, leading to results most men only dream of. So let's explore the science behind how this small fruit can make such a powerful change, sometimes in just seconds. 5. The science behind the hard in seconds promise. When men hear the phrase hard in seconds, many think it's just another marketing trick. But as a doctor, I can tell you, there's real science behind that promise. The ability to achieve and maintain a strong erection has far less to do with willpower and far more to do with blood flow. Every erection begins with circulation. When blood vessels open up and nitric oxide is released, your arteries relax, blood rushes to the penis, and firmness follows naturally. It's not about magic, it's about chemistry, and that's exactly where pomegranate shines. Inside this fruit are powerful compounds called polyphenols and ellagic acid, which protect your blood vessels and increase the production of nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as your body's natural switch for performance. The signal that tells your arteries, open up, let the blood flow. The more nitric oxide your body produces, the better your circulation becomes and the stronger your erections feel. I've seen patients who were skeptical at first but experienced genuine change within weeks of eating pomegranate every morning. Their faces light up when they tell me, "Doctor, it's working again, naturally." But what makes this even more fascinating is how the effect isn't limited to the bedroom. When blood flow improves, your brain gets sharper, your heart beats more efficiently, and your muscles receive more oxygen. You start feeling younger from the inside out. I often tell my patients that this is the real secret to aging well, restoring the movement of life itself through your bloodstream. That's why I always remind men, improving blood flow is not just about pleasure, it's about power, clarity, and confidence. And when your circulation begins to work as it should, you'll notice that everything else follows. Your energy, your mood, and your vitality. But to truly understand why this transformation feels so freeing, we have to talk about something deeper. The emotional side of regaining your strength as a man. 6. The emotional side. Why vitality means freedom. When I sit across from men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, I see more than just medical charts. I see stories. Stories of men who've worked hard all their lives, raised families, built careers, and given everything they had to others. But somewhere along the way, they forgot to take care of themselves. They tell me quietly, "Doctor, I don't feel like the man I used to be." And in that moment, I always remind them, vitality isn't just about performance, it's about freedom. It's the freedom to wake up feeling capable, to move without pain, to laugh without fatigue, and to feel desire without fear or frustration. When your strength fades, it's not just your body that changes. Your confidence begins to shrink too. You start saying no to things you once loved. You stop flirting with your wife. You sit down more, talk less, and the world slowly becomes smaller. But when that spark returns, when energy and circulation come back, something beautiful happens. You feel lighter, braver, and more alive. I've watched men stand taller after regaining their vitality, not because of pride, but because they feel like themselves again. I'll never forget one patient, a retired firefighter, who told me after 3 months of following my plan, "Doctor, I finally looked in the mirror and recognized myself." That's what vitality does. It restores your identity. It reminds you that strength isn't just about muscles or performance. It's about the joy of living fully, the confidence to connect, and the courage to keep dreaming no matter your age. And here's what most people miss. The habits that restore your body also heal your spirit. When you start your mornings with intention, nourish yourself properly, and move your body with purpose, your entire outlook changes. You stop surviving and start thriving. And that's why, in the next part, I'll show you a simple daily ritual, a 5-step morning routine that has helped countless men rebuild their energy, confidence, and life from the inside out. 7. The morning ritual that rebuilds a man. Every great transformation I've seen in my patients begins with one simple thing: consistency. It's not about massive change overnight. It's about what you choose to do each morning. The way you start your day shapes your body, your mindset, and even your hormones. That's why I created a simple morning ritual, a quiet, powerful practice I teach to every man who walks into my office feeling tired, discouraged, or lost. It's a way to remind your body and mind that strength isn't gone, it's just waiting to be awakened. When you wake up, take 3 deep breaths before you even get out of bed. Feel your chest rise, your lungs expand, and your heart begin to beat a little faster. That breath is life, and it's the first signal to your body that it's time to move. Then, stretch your arms and legs slowly, letting the blood flow through muscles that have rested all night. After that, drink a glass of warm water with a squeeze of lemon. It clears your system, supports digestion, and prepares your body to receive nutrients. Now comes the most important part, your pomegranate. Eat it slowly. Half a cup of seeds or a small glass of fresh juice, alongside a few walnuts or almonds. This combination jumpstarts your blood flow, feeds your cells, and energizes your heart. Then step outside. Even 10 minutes of sunlight can lift your mood and boost your testosterone. Feel the morning air on your face, listen to the sounds around you, and remember that you are still part of this living world. You're not too old, you're simply reawakening. I've watched men in their 70s and 80s reclaim their vitality by following this ritual every single day. It's not just about health, it's about reclaiming purpose, confidence, and control. But as powerful as this ritual is, there's one mistake I see far too many men make afterward, a mistake that quietly erases much of their progress. And that's exactly what we need to talk about next. 8. A word of caution: the common mistake that blocks results. Over the years, I've learned that most men don't fail because they're lazy or undisciplined. They fail because they undo their own progress without even realizing it. I've seen men follow my advice perfectly for a week, eating the right fruit, sleeping better, moving more. And then, suddenly, their results stall. They come to me and say, "Doctor, I don't understand. I was feeling great, but now it's like everything stopped working." And every time, the problem isn't the fruit or the plan, it's the habit that comes right after it. Here's what happens. Many men eat a healthy breakfast and then immediately sit down for hours, reading the paper, scrolling through their phone, or watching TV. The blood that was flowing so beautifully after that morning meal starts to slow again. The arteries that had just opened begin to tighten. It's like starting your engine, letting it roar to life, and then slamming on the brakes before you even leave the driveway. That's how you block results without knowing it. Your body was designed for motion. Movement spreads oxygen, carries nutrients, and keeps your circulation alive. Just 10 minutes of gentle walking after breakfast can double the impact of everything you've just eaten. It keeps your nitric oxide active, your metabolism high, and your mind sharp. Think of it as giving your body permission to use the power you've just given it. I've seen men transform their lives with this one small change. Their energy lasted longer, their mood stayed brighter, and their confidence grew each day. Remember, the goal isn't just to eat healthy, it's to live healthy. Every action either supports your vitality or steals from it. And if you avoid this one mistake, your progress will accelerate faster than you can imagine. But pomegranate isn't the only food that works this kind of magic. There are other fruits, quiet, overlooked heroes, that can strengthen your body in ways most men never expect. Let's talk about them next. 9. Other fruits that support male vitality. While pomegranate may be the star of this story, it doesn't stand alone. Nature has given us several fruits that work quietly in the background, each offering its own kind of power, strength, stamina, and renewal. I've always believed that the earth provides everything a man needs to stay strong, if only he learns how to listen. And when my patients ask me, "Doctor, what else can I eat to feel better?" I tell them, let's open nature's pharmacy. Take watermelon, for instance. It may seem simple, but it's packed with an amino acid called citrulline, which your body turns into nitric oxide, the same compound that keeps your blood vessels open and your circulation strong. I've seen men start eating a small slice of fresh watermelon in the morning and notice more energy, better endurance, and even improvements in their mood. Then there are blueberries, tiny but mighty. They're rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect your heart and improve the elasticity of your arteries. When your arteries stay flexible, your blood can move freely. And that freedom brings strength. Don't overlook bananas either. They're rich in potassium, which keeps your blood pressure stable and your muscles calm. Or avocados, technically a fruit, yet one of the best for boosting testosterone because of their healthy fats. They nourish your glands, support hormone balance, and give your body the steady energy it craves. What I love most about these fruits is that they're not exotic or expensive. They're simple, natural, and available to every man who wants to take back control of his health. Each morning, you can choose a different one, rotate them, mix them, and let your body experience their combined strength. I've seen men come alive just by adding these small gifts from nature into their morning routine, but the changes go deeper than physical health. Because once your body begins to heal, something remarkable happens in your heart and mind too. It's time we talk about that, the emotional reconnection that follows when your vitality returns. 10. The emotional reconnection. Something powerful happens when a man begins to feel strong again. It's not just his body that changes, it's his entire presence. I've watched it countless times in my practice. A man walks in with his shoulders slumped, his voice tired, his energy low. He talks about how he used to feel, confident, vibrant, full of purpose. Then, after weeks of restoring his circulation, nourishing his body, and caring for himself again, that same man walks back through my door transformed. His posture straightens, his eyes brighten, and there's a quiet strength in the way he speaks. That, to me, is one of the most rewarding parts of medicine, watching a man rediscover himself. Vitality isn't just physical, it's deeply emotional. When your blood flows freely and your body feels alive, your mind begins to follow. You start to smile more, laugh easier, and see possibilities again. You notice your partner differently, her smile, her touch, her warmth. The distance that may have crept into your relationship begins to fade because confidence returns, and with it, connection. I've seen marriages rekindled not by counseling or medication, but by health, by a man feeling good in his own skin again. You see, when energy flows through your body, it doesn't just heal your muscles or your heart, it heals your spirit. It reminds you that you're still capable of joy, of intimacy, of living fully. And that feeling changes everything. You stop focusing on what you've lost and start celebrating what you still have. That spark of life, once reignited, spreads through every part of your day. This is what I mean when I talk about vitality. It's not about youth, it's about presence, the ability to show up in your own life again. And when that happens, you begin to understand something even more profound, that food, when used wisely, is not just fuel, it's medicine, and that's exactly what we'll explore next. 11. The deeper meaning, food as medicine. After decades of treating men, I've come to believe that true healing doesn't begin in a hospital or a prescription bottle. It begins in the choices you make every single day, starting with what you eat. Food is not just something to fill your stomach. It's a form of communication with your body. Every bite you take sends a message, either one of healing or one of harm. When I first began practicing medicine, I focused heavily on medication and procedures. But as the years passed, I noticed something remarkable. The men who recovered the fastest weren't always the ones on the strongest drugs. They were the ones who changed how they nourished themselves. When you eat whole, living foods like pomegranate, watermelon, avocado, and blueberries, you're not just consuming nutrients, you're restoring balance to your body. You're telling your cells, I'm giving you what you need to thrive. Your blood vessels open, your hormones regulate, and your energy begins to rise. That's why I call food the most powerful medicine we have. It works gently, silently, and consistently, repairing what time has worn down. I've seen men in their 70s look and feel better than they did at 50, simply because they learned to eat with purpose. The problem is that modern culture has turned eating into a mindless act. We eat fast, we eat processed, and we forget that food can heal. But when you slow down, choose fresh, vibrant ingredients, and treat each meal as an act of care, your body responds with gratitude. You feel it in your strength, your sleep, your focus, and even your passion. You can't stop the clock, but you can decide how gracefully you age. And food is your greatest ally. It's the daily medicine that costs almost nothing but gives back everything. And when you start seeing it this way, something beautiful happens. You begin to eat not out of habit, but out of love for your body and your life. And that understanding leads us to one final truth, a moment of reflection every man needs to hear. 12. The closing reflection. There's a quiet moment that happens in every man's life. When he realizes that time is moving faster than he expected, the body changes, the face in the mirror looks a little older, and the things that once came easily now require effort. I've had those moments too. As a doctor, I see it every day in my patients, but as a man, I feel it myself. Aging is not a weakness, it's a reminder. A reminder that strength must now come from wisdom, and that vitality can still be reclaimed when you choose to care for yourself with intention. When I look at a pomegranate, I don't just see a fruit. I see a symbol of renewal. Its deep red seeds represent life, energy, and the resilience of the human spirit. Every morning that you take a moment to nourish your body, to eat something pure, to breathe deeply, to move, to give yourself a chance, you are sending your body a message of strength and hope. You're reminding it that you are still alive, still capable, still powerful. I've seen men who had given up on themselves find their fire again, not because of miracles, but because they believed in the small, consistent acts of care. A piece of fruit, a walk, a smile. These moments build upon each other until one day you wake up and realize you feel good again. You feel like yourself again. That's not fantasy. That's your body remembering its purpose. The beauty of life after 60 is that you finally understand what truly matters. Not youth, but quality. Not appearance, but vitality. Not how long you live, but how deeply you live. And when you nurture your body the right way, every day becomes a gift worth waking up for. But before you go, I want to leave you with one powerful reminder, a final thought that could change the way you see aging, health, and manhood forever. 13th, final call to action. When I look back on the thousands of men I've treated over the years, one truth stands above all the rest. Your body never forgets how to heal. It just waits for you to give it permission. Every cell in your body is capable of renewal, no matter your age. You are not broken, and you are not past your prime. You're simply at a stage of life where you must work with your body, not against it. And that starts with something as simple as how you begin your morning. You've learned that after 60, the loss of vitality isn't a punishment of age. It's a call to action. Your circulation slows, your testosterone dips, and your confidence wavers, not because you're old, but because your body is asking for nourishment, movement, and care. You've learned that mornings are your golden hour, a sacred window when your body is ready to rebuild itself, if only you feed it the right things. You've discovered that the humble pomegranate, with its deep red seeds, can reignite your blood flow, restore your energy, and awaken the strength that still lives inside you. You've seen how something so natural, so simple, can bring back power, passion, and performance without pills or fear. But more than that, you've rediscovered what vitality truly means. It's not just about erections or energy. It's about the joy of being alive. It's about standing tall again, walking with purpose, laughing freely, and feeling proud of the man you still are. When you reclaim your health, you reclaim your freedom. The freedom to love, to dream, to live on your own terms. That's what I want for every man who hears my voice. So here's my challenge to you. Start tomorrow morning differently. Wake up, breathe deeply, eat your pomegranate, take that short walk, and remember that every bite, every breath, every choice is a message to your body. I'm not done yet. Because you're not. Your story is still being written, and you have the power to decide how it ends. If this message has touched you, if it reminded you that your strength still matters, then don't keep it to yourself. Share it with another man who needs to hear it, maybe a friend, a brother, a husband, or a father who's lost faith in his own body. You never know how deeply one message of hope can reach. And if you'd like to keep learning how to rebuild your energy, your masculinity, and your confidence naturally, subscribe to this channel and stay with me. There's so much more I want to share with you. From foods that protect your heart to daily habits that reignite your passion. Type, "I'm ready," in the comments if you're ready to take control of your vitality again. Because you deserve to wake up each morning feeling alive, strong, and proud of the man staring back at you in the mirror. The power is already inside you. You just have to feed it, believe in it, and live it every single day. Before you go, I want to speak to you from the heart. If this message inspired you, if it gave you hope, clarity, or even just a spark of motivation, please take a moment to give back. Hit the like button so this video can reach more men who need to hear it. Share it with a friend, a brother, or a father who might be struggling in silence. You never know whose life a simple click might change. And I want to hear from you too. Scroll down and leave a comment. Tell me how you feel after watching this. Are you ready to take control of your health again? Are you ready to rebuild your strength, your confidence, your energy? Your story matters, and your words might inspire another man to take his first step. If you'd like to support the mission of bringing honest, science-based health advice to more people around the world, consider donating through the link below. Every contribution, big or small, helps keep these messages free and accessible for those who need them most. So like, share, comment, and if you can, donate. Together, we can help millions of men live longer, stronger, and more fulfilling lives.